Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today, if you're not ready, I am. This is gonna be another book haul, but before starting, please subscribe to the channel, give me some thumbs up. It's gonna help my channel to keep growing. And without further ado, we can start me showing you what I just bought recently and you trying to find something to add desperately into your short or maybe huge book wish list. The first one will be from Victoria Schwab. I was thinking, is it VE this time or Victoria Schwab with this Savage Song. I was convinced that it's gonna be something intriguing and interesting by the Clockbook Reader. I think it's a young adult fantasy thriller. A world with monsters and human, and maybe the monsters are not who we think they are. This is the first one of the duology, so at some point I'm gonna put my hand onto the second one. Since I am so satisfied with Claudia Gray with the Firebird series that I will soon be finished, I wanted to read something else, and she has another trilogy. This is Defy the Stars. I don't know, maybe it's Defy the Stars, just the name. So it's a pretty cover, not the reasons why. And I completely forgot because I read it a long time ago, but I think we are in space or in another dimension because it's just what it says behind. Noemi Vettel is 17 years old and sworn to protect her planet Genesis, so obviously it's not Earth. She's willing to risk anything, including her own life. To their enemies on Earth, she's a rebel. Oh, so still a connection to Earth, because she is a soldier. Now we say that he is a machine, so who is the he? Abandoned in space for years, utterly alone, Abel has advanced programming that's begun to evolve. He wants only to protect his creator, and to be free. To the people of Genesis, he's an abomination. It kind of reminds me a bit of Diabolic, the logic behind. It's a different series. It's a detective thriller series. Happened in the past in England. It's right after the First World War. This is The River of Darkness, and this is John Madden Mystery by Rennie Earth. This is the first one. Like I said, we are right after the First World War in the countryside with some murder, obviously, and so John Madden is a Scotland Yard inspector sending over there to investigate. I like that kind of a cover. It reminds you, maybe, or me, with some dark old movie, yeah, because it's in black and white. Who convinced me? I don't remember. One of the booktuber. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. This is someone that I'm following recently. I don't remember. It is Earth or it is in the future. I don't remember right, but everything kind of works perfectly with no war or no sickness, illness, and everyone's happy. I think something like that. And a teenager kid, because I don't remember if it's a young adult or not an adult one. That anyway, he's messing with a technology, and the afterwards or the outcome of what he did, the mess, is like he's waking up, I think, in his world, but it's not the happy world that it was before. It's our world, like what we are living here. That different of perspective of world with something better on Earth and what we have here. So all our wrong today seems something interesting. Another first is by Alexandra Sarori. First We Were Four. So it's about the secret society. They were four. They had some rules: never lie, never tell, love each other, blah blah blah. Something happened. What started as a secret society ended as justice, revenge, death, rebellion. Then I finally put my hand onto the last one of Omega City by Diana Peterfrown, and this is Infinity Base. Yes, right. The third, they are, well, you can guess what the color in space. Well, you knew that at the end of the second, the Forbidden Fortress, that's what they are gonna be, but definitely want to know where we are going with that. The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. So in the duology, I think if it's a duology, this is the last one. I am intrigued to see how it's going to turn out. And of the following, even if it's the third one, Cress by Marissa Meyer. So like I said, the third one into the Lunar Chronicles. I tried to gather all of them, but at some point I'm gonna go read the second to keep into this series. Very intriguing with the first one, Cinder. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. No, not the case, but a long time ago I read P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Iron, and I don't know why I've never tried to read anything else from her before, afterwards. And I have already another one that I still haven't read yet, but I wanted How to Fall in Love. It's so cute with those two birds. So it's not gonna be a guide of how to fall in love, but definitely a love story, contemporary one. Another Sarah Pinborough with 13 Minutes. If I remember right, Natasha, the most popular girl in school, she will be dead for 13 minutes and freezing in a river, I think. And well, kind of good question. Why did someone wanted to kill her? So I want to know too. Mystery, thriller, murder, everything inside is combined with Final Girls by Riley Sager, or Sager, depending on how do you want to say. It's going to be a first read from me for this author, and I am hoping a lot, so I'm going to try to wait until I go for it, that my expectations are way lower, so in case I'm not going to be too much disappointed. I haven't read anything from Claire North yet, but it's going to be 84K. I am not really ever in the mood for anything dystopian, unless there is something inside very much intriguing and I want to go for it, give it a try. So it's gonna be dystopian fantasy. Let's say at the back. Theo knows the value of human life to the very last penny. At the criminal audit office, he assesses each offense that crosses his desk to calculate the depth and the debt that society is owed. Pay the fine or do the time. But when someone from his past is killed, they are not just another number. If I remember right, 84K is the number of the debt that has to be paid for the life of someone in this story. But more seriously, it's not that more seriously, it was an interesting, or it seems to be what the premise said, an interesting idea for the justice to pay to evaluate the death of someone. And if you want to be free, you just pay the amount that you are being asked and you're free. Let's hope we never go into that direction, if somehow it's already the case, like Under the Table. Then I finally can put my hand onto Neil Gaiman and Neverwhere, which is gonna be a fantasy, urban fantasy one, where you have some mysterious underground London under a real above the surface London, and life is different underneath, and one of the character go underneath. Neverwhere. With this very, very helpful premise that I just gave you, I am intrigued. Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I hope I said that correctly. Until the night she disappeared with her best friend, Cassie, everyone said Sam had it all: popularity, wealth, and dream boyfriend. Sam has resurfaced, but she has no recollection of who she was or what happened to her that night. As she tries to piece together her life from before, she realizes that she no longer wants any part of. The old Sam took Mean Girl to a whole new level, and it's clear she and Cassie were more like best enemies. There's a movie called the same name, so it's obviously not the same story, with Monica Bellucci and Sophie Marceau. So it's gonna be a French or European movie a few years back. But if you can put your hand on it, well, I shouldn't put the cover because, as I told you, it's really not related to it. Just because it's called Don't Look Back. So good, like freaking so good. So yes, interesting, intriguing, and I can't wait to dive into that one. We are getting to an end with Kate Morton and the Lake House. I don't think that it's gonna be anything about the movie adaptation or the movie that we saw. I think we are in 1933, probably in England. So I think we are mixing, just as always, if I heard right with Kate Morton, the past, so some historical things with the present. I think it's a contemporary one. I have decided to give it a try to Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Not because I was so annoyed and a word that always hearing everywhere, Six of Crows. But nevertheless, every time that I heard more and more in different perspective of that story, I was like, this is something that might be interesting for me. That might be the kind of thing that I would like and enjoy. I think it's a trilogy or a duology, I don't remember. So it's obviously a young adult, it's a young adult fantasy. But I mean, obviously I'm gonna try to see if the writing or the plot of the story is something that settles down with me to keep going with Crooked Kingdom. There's a lot of books that I bought recently thanks to book outlets, and this is everything that I have to show you. So thank you very much for your patience, because I am always so perfectly good at giving you a sum of all of those books that I buy, what they are talking about. So it's the perfect way to scare you away. But this isn't necessarily the best way for you to know what a book is about until I can read and talk correctly and perfectly about it. So until the next time that I'm gonna give you some real reviews and thoughts about a book read, have a good day.